This is the Berman Method podcast featuring Dr. Jake Berman and physician assistant Jenni Berman. We are here to treat problems and not symptoms. Disclaimer, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and not to treat anyone or to give medical advice. If you are interested in any information that we are giving and would like to use this for yourself, we recommend that you contact your primary care physician or reach out to us and ask us questions about yourself specifically. Enjoy. Do I need a mic check? Mic check.
I got you again.
Mic check. I saw you press the button that time. If you weren't listening last week, then you got to go back because that was the point of that.
Here we are, the Berman Method podcast, where we're focused on treating problems and not symptoms. Dr. Jake Berman here with my co-host,
Jenni Berman, physician assistant.
We are married, just in case you're new to this podcast.
Yeah, going strong.
Yeah, we've been together 10 years.
Or more, yeah. Just, 10 and a half.
We've been together 10 years. We've been married for half of those.
More than that.
7 of them, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm glad you remember. It's going okay. We have one daughter. Her name is Stella June.
Yeah, we
have 3 dogs.
1 daughter, 3 dogs.
We don't have any chickens anymore.
We used to have chickens, don't have them anymore.
And that's us. So, this is the Berman Method podcast.
Where we are
treating problems and not symptoms.
Right. We're David against Goliath. We're going against the corporate medical system. We're saying F you to Western medicine.
Okay,
you don't need these pills or treating all these symptoms, right?
What'd you eat this morning? Calm down. Jeez. So, treating problems, not symptoms, figuring out what the problem is, where the problem is starting, and fixing that, and not just the symptoms to cover it up. So,
I think I'm still a little jacked up from last week.
If you didn't listen to last week, it was a good podcast, so you should go back and listen. Let's see, that was number 47, because we're on 48 today.
We're getting close to 50.
Yeah, it's exciting. I actually was listening to a podcast a couple days ago, and it was number 1816. Could you imagine having almost 2,000 podcasts out?
Yeah, I can, because we will.
We will. All right.
I might have to carry you up the stairs, because we'll be old and gray.
Hopefully we have a better podcast system. Set up room by then. All right. So
we did not talk about what we wanted to talk about last week because we got caught up on GMOs and preservatives and how horrible Walmart is.
Okay, enough.
So what we want to talk about today is what we actually wanted to talk about last week, and it's more physical related, more specifically neck pain related and core activation related. So how core activation relates to neck pain, how neck pain relates to posture, and giving more specifics on how they affect one another. Is that okay?
Yeah. I'd like to talk about it. Yeah, that was last week. So we should be extra prepared on this topic now.
Oh, crap. I didn't do my homework.
Oh, of course you didn't. No surprise.
I never did my homework. Ever.
You should always do homework. If you're listening and you're in school, you should always do your homework and study and don't skip class.
Stella, if you ever listen to this podcast, do exactly as your mommy says.
All right. Jump on in. Neck pain. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with posture? Do you want to start with core? Do you want to start with the causes of neck pain?
Yeah, let's start with the causes of neck pain. The number one most common cause of neck pain is poor posture. It's as simple as that. It really is that simple. Non-traumatic. Let me say that. The number one most common cause of non-traumatic neck pain is poor posture. Non-traumatic means you were not in a car accident.
You didn't fall off a ladder.
You didn't fall off a ladder. Those are traumas. I'm talking about you just woke up one morning and you got a crick in your neck. you slept wrong and it just won't go away, or at the end of a long day at work, your neck is just stiff and tired and hurts when you turn to the right or turn to the left.
Or even, I'm going to jump in, if you're exercising and you feel a kink while you're exercising, that's not trauma. That's, again, coming back to posture with lifting, muscle activation.
Yeah, it is. That's a very common one. We just had one of these with one of your clients just a couple of weeks ago, where he was working out and the next day he woke up with neck pain, right?
Right.
Yeah. So let's get a little more specific on posture. And the reason why posture is the number one cause of non-traumatic neck pain is because of the relationship between your thoracic spine, that's where your chest is. That's where your spine is in your chest. It's called your thoracic spine. The relationship that your thoracic spine has to your cervical spine. Your cervical spine is your neck, the spine in your neck. So when your chest, if you're sitting right now, I'm sure a lot of people that are listening to this right now are sitting, the natural tendency is for your chest to drop. It's just a natural tendency because gravity never gives up. Never, 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 never. So as soon as you let your guard down, gravity wins. It's as simple as that. You're sitting. As soon as somebody sits, people generally relax. Most people, 99.9% of people, sit passively, meaning that you just plop in a chair and now you got a chair supporting you, so you quit supporting yourself. And when that happens, the natural tendency is for your chest to drop. When your chest drops, it increases the angle at which your thoracic spine and your cervical spine come together. Like it increases that angle there. So there's more, if you can imagine, everybody can imagine backing up a trailer. So you got a boat on a trailer attached to your truck. And when you drive forward, there's really no issues driving forward. You can turn as hard as you could possibly want to the left or to the right, and you're not going to jackknife the trailer when you're going forward. It's just not possible. Or at least it shouldn't be possible. I'm sure there's some exceptions out there. But all of that goes out the door when you go in reverse. When you're going in reverse, if you don't pay attention and you turn the wheel too sharply and you're going too fast without paying attention, you can jackknife the trailer, meaning that your bumper will literally run into the side of the trailer, and it is not good at all. The jackknife occurs because the angle between your bumper and the trailer got too great, right? It came together and it pinched. So that's essentially the same exact thing that occurs when your chest drops too low. So your shoulders are slouched too much, but you're still keeping your head up because you're looking forward. You're not looking down at the ground. So that's essentially jackknifing your neck. You're doing it right now because you're trying to bring your head back. You're trying to do really good neck posture, but your chest is way down. So you're jackknifing your neck. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
I was just experiencing what you're talking about.
Well,
I was trying to mimic.
Well, don't, because you have a vulnerable neck.
That's true, I do.
And I'll have to work on it later, and I don't want to.
I have a weak neck. But I actually was thinking about this the other day when I was doing pull-ups, is that, knock on wood, my neck hasn't bothered me in a long time. So I must be doing my homework right.
She always knocks on her head when she says knock on wood, and I never really understand what that means.
Okay, we're getting sidetracked. So when your shoulders are down and your head is forward or up, looking at the TV, looking at the iPad, reading your book, you're jackknifing your neck.
You're jackknifing your neck.
You're increasing the angle at the cervical spine and thoracic spine, which then is doing what? What's the concern about that?
Well, that's where you get the pinchyitis. That's where things get pinchy, right? So you're taking two joints and you're closing down the space between those two joints, and what ultimately happens is something soft gets in between those two bony things and gets pinched, whether it's muscle, whether it's a nerve.
And can that cause pain like in my shoulder, on my arm, or is it only at the neck?
It could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
Right? So one of the things that I just had this conversation with Jan yesterday. We're on the golf course and he goes, "Hey man, I really got this bad pain in my thumb. What do you think it is? Do you think it's arthritis? You think I need to get a shot?" And I'm like, "Dude, do you listen to anything I say ever? We've been working together for over a year. Have you heard anything that I've ever said ever?"
Jan's our marketing guy, by the way.
He goes, "What?" And I'm like, "It's your neck, man," because he's getting an MBA right now at UNC. So he went from being in the working force to a full-time college student again. And as we should know, when you're a full-time college student, especially in a graduate degree, there's a lot of studying, a lot of desk work, a lot of crappy posture.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I was like, "Dude, you got to fix your posture." He's like, "To fix my thumb?" I said, "Yes. Fix your posture and it'll fix your thumb." And the reason why it is because the nerve that comes out of your neck that goes down to give your thumb strength is getting kinked. It's like it's not happy right now.
Right.
"Yeah, but my neck doesn't hurt." And I said, "I don't care if it hurts or not. The symptoms are presenting down in your thumb." So a lot of people will start rubbing their thumbs, rubbing their hands, thinking that they've got really bad arthritis in their hands. But the problem's really coming from their neck. So to come back full circle to your question, where does it present? It can present anywhere from your neck to your fingertips, from your neck to your shoulder blades, even in the chest. You know, you can have some chest pain, I got to be careful saying chest pain, but just some anterior shoulder pain. Sometimes it feels like it's deep under the clavicle, pinchyitis in the bicep tendon, things like that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So we got to pull our chest up.
How do you do it?
Pull our chin back.
Don't worry about the chin.
Don't worry about the chin.
Here's the reason why is because the neck position usually falls into place if you focus your attention on the chest position.
Okay.
So incorporating the neck position is a little trickier, especially to try to communicate that through a podcast. So in order to do as close as we possibly can to a one-size-fits-all, the way that we're going to fix neck pain on this episode is to say, get your chest up.
Not by arching your low back.
That's where the core comes into place.
Okay.
See, now we're tying it all together.
Core.
The core. How do we strengthen our core? By doing a bunch of sit-ups?
Probably not, because that might hurt your neck. Because your chest isn't open. I mean, sit-ups can be good if you have the right posture, but that's not ultimately how we strengthen our core.
Right. Before you can strengthen your core, you have to be able to activate your core.
That's tricky.
Right.
Especially post C-section, postpartum, post back injury, back surgery, get leg, knee injury. Getting that core to activate's hard.
Very hard. One of the reasons why it is so hard is because people don't know what your core is. A lot of people think that your core is your rectus abdominis, your vanity muscle, meaning that when you take your shirt off and you look in the mirror and you're like, "Damn, I got a six-pack." That's not your core. That's just a vanity muscle. It's just your rectus abdominis. That's just one component to the entire core. You have to imagine the core as a cylinder. Right? So the top of the cylinder is your diaphragm. Did you ever think of your diaphragm as a core muscle?
No.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did. But others may not.
Yeah, people listening to this don't think of your diaphragm as a core muscle. Well, it is. It's the top of the cylinder. What do you think the bottom of the cylinder is?
I don't know. The groin. The pubic bone.
A bone is a core muscle?
Oh, the pubic symphysis.
Oh, a symphysis is a muscle? Jenny, you're digging yourself in a hole right now.
This isn't my field anymore.
Your pelvic floor.
That's a muscle?
It's a lot of muscles.
Okay. Doesn't the pelvic floor sit on the pubic area?
One of the muscles in the pelvic floor attaches to the pubic bone, yes.
I got out of orthopedics like 5 years ago. I should probably revisit it, though, before I have to renew my boards.
Here's a very simple way to think of pelvic floor muscles is you're urinating and midstream you want to stop. What do? Kegel, squeeze. Yeah, you squeeze, clench, whatever you want to say. And that's one of the functions of your pelvic floor.
But that's important when it comes to overall core strength.
It is.
Okay.
It is. It absolutely is. And then the cylinder is all of the normal core muscles that you think about. Your rectus abdominis, your internal obliques, external obliques, your multifidus and the back muscles. You can even say your paraspinals are core muscles too. So you got to think about all of these muscles working together as your core, not just doing sit-ups. And that's why I say doing sit-ups is not going to strengthen your core. It'll strengthen your rectus abdominis, but it will not strengthen your core. Does that make sense?
Yes. So we have to do bridges. We have to do pelvic tilts. We got to do some oblique muscle work.
That's how you can work all of those muscles individually.
Mm-hmm.
However, we could try one thing that gives us the best chance at activating as many of those muscles at the same time as possible.
What's that? An ab series?
No, that's way too hard.
Oh.
It's the paparazzi pose.
With my chest up? What's a paparazzi pose?
So imagine this. Picture this. You're walking down the beach. Your shirt is off. And you never know when the paparazzi is going to pop out and snap a picture of you. What do?
Pull your belly in.
You stand a little taller and you pull your belly in just a little bit more.
Push your belly button to your spine.
You pull it to your spine. You don't push it to your spine.
Pull it. Mm-hmm.
This is great. This is making me feel really good about myself because it's usually the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the paparazzi pose. The paparazzi pose gives us the best chance at activating the most muscles in your core at the same time. So you're walking down the beach with your shirt off and you're concerned that the paparazzi is going to jump out and snap a picture of you and put you in front and center on the tabloid. So you stand a little bit taller, you get your chest a little bit taller, and you pull your belly button in just a little bit more. That's the paparazzi pose. It's not intense. You're not walking around like a bodybuilder where you just look stiff and uncomfortable, but you're standing a little taller and you're a little more activated, a little more active in the midsection, right?
Right.
Once you can start to feel these muscles in this paparazzi pose, then you can start trying to intentionally activate them harder. Does that make sense?
Okay. So by pushing or pulling.
Muscles don't push. Let's just get that out there right now. Muscles do not push. Muscles can only pull.
Okay.
You can push something by contracting muscles.
Okay.
But muscles do not push themselves. Muscles only shorten. They don't push.
Okay.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah,
cool.
Neither here nor there.
All right, so how do you activate more?
You just try a little bit harder. So one way I like to explain it is when you're in your paparazzi pose, your core is activated. You feel your belly button getting pulled in. And then if you want to take it to the next level, I want you to imagine that I'm going to come up to you and sucker punch you right in the gut.
Okay.
What do?
Tighten up.
Yeah, you just tighten up a little harder.
You pull more.
You pull more.
You don't push, you pull.
Yeah, you activate a little bit harder.
And tighten up. So can we bring this back to the chest, the neck?
Yes.
Because I'm confused.
So The number one cause of non-traumatic neck pain is crappy posture. Your chest drops, your shoulders round, and that increases the angle between your thoracic spine and your cervical spine. And that just puts too much stress there. And that's what ultimately leads to neck pain. So one of the ways that we fix neck pain, the most common way that we fix neck pain is by fixing posture. One of the easiest ways to fix posture is to get into your paparazzi pose. So pulling your belly button into the spine, keeping your belly button into your spine, and then trying to raise your chest up as high as you possibly can, imagining that older saying from way back in the day, we must improve our bust.
So bring your chest up. Chest up taller to the ceiling, shoulders pushed.
Don't worry about the shoulders.
Okay.
That's just too much. It's too much to do on a podcast.
Oh.
It's just too much to do on a podcast. So don't worry about your neck. Don't worry about your shoulders. Just worry about pulling your belly button in and keep that belly button pulled in as tight as you possibly can, and then raise your chest up as far as you possibly can. When you do those two things at the same time, you will or you should start to feel muscles activating in the middle of your back.
Which is going to take pressure off of that jackknife?
Yes, take pressure off of the jackknife and actually alleviate the neck.
All right.
There you go.
And then come see Berman Physical Therapy for the rest of your muscle activation
to take it to the next
techniques.
Level. Yeah. Either in person or virtual. We fix this stuff virtually really easily or very simply. It's not easy. It's simple though.
Yeah. I have a couple of my clients up in Virginia seeing you guys.
Yep. Virginia.
For neck and back pain.
Yep. We got some Chicagoites.
Chicagoites?
Chicagoans.
Oh.
Chicagoans.
Cago.
I
had a cousin that when
you had one?
Well, I still have one, but he's older now. But when he was young, like 2 years old, you'd ask him where he lived and he'd say, Cago.
Shout out to James.
Cago. Cool. Is that it?
Those are the important things.
All right. Well, that was fun. So that's what we were supposed to talk about last week. So thanks for joining in. If you missed last week, again, it was a intense, fun podcast that went on a tangent and we just stayed on it. But it's okay because it was fun.
We came back full circle today.
We did. Treating problems, not symptoms. That's the point.
Yeah. So the fastest way to alleviate neck pain is to fix your posture. The easiest way to fix your posture is think about the paparazzi pose. Walking on the beach with your shirt off, never know when the paparazzi is going to pop out. Get your chest a little taller, pull your belly button in a little bit more. And then once you start to feel those muscles, just try to do it a little more intensely, then a little more intensely, a little more intensely. Then you should start to feel the muscles in the middle of your back starting to activate. When you get there, then you're going in the right direction. If you need help, reach out to me. We'll jump on a Zoom call and get it going in the right direction.
Cool. I like it.
Good.
Perfect.
Also, stay tuned or look out for our workshops. We're doing workshops every month this summer. We're doing 3 workshops every month this summer. 1 workshop for health and wellness, 1 workshop for physical therapy, 1 workshop for golf performance. So look out for those workshops. They are free. These workshops are supposed to be for those of you that have never experienced the Berman method before. So if you're a current client or past client, we'd love to have you. However, we'd really love you to bring your friend, your family member that you know would really benefit from what we're doing. That's what these workshops are for somebody that has never experienced us, for you to try it out, get a nice taster, leave with some very valuable content, and try to get you going in the right direction. Try to get you away from the corporate medical system and start treating the problems, not the symptoms.
Workshops are in person and virtual. So you can
virtual.
Share the virtual link to someone who, if they are not in town, and again, that could be virtual for wellness, it could be virtual for physical therapy, or virtual for golf. Any of them are effective.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. So that was all I have for today.
Ciao for now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for subscribing on your social media and podcast platforms to the Berman Method. Dr. Jake Berman with Berman Physical Therapy and Jenni Berman, Physician Assistant with Berman Health and Wellness. You can find more information on our website, www.bermanpt.com for physical therapy, bermanpt.com/wellness for the health and wellness. You can also find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and on your podcast platform. So be sure to follow us, like us, subscribe to us. And if you would like any further information, definitely visit our website and reach out to us. You may also find our free reports on the websites as well, where you can download this free information for yourself. Have a great day.